What is up, PML? It's your boy, Vegas22, coming back live with you for PRs with the homie Slick Butter. Say what's up to the people, Slick.
What's going on, guys? Slick here, live, ready to go.
All right, all right. Man, a few words today. He says he's out there training, putting some work in at the main job. But listen, but here we are. We're back for another PML PRs. Make sure you give us a like, hit us with a nice little subscribe, give us some love. Slick's out here putting belts to ass, as some may say, over there in the AFC. And listen, I kind of proclaimed to be back not too long ago. But season three so far is uh, it's clapping. It's clapping up in New York, so we're excited to bring this to you. We are only going to be going through week two. We should be advancing to week three, hopefully tonight, maybe. Who knows? As we've had a couple games, a lot of games played. There may be a game or two scheduled for tomorrow, but we're going to be able to get that thing rolling off. Once again, guys, make sure we give a big shout out. Right, some good love for our boy Kim Jong Cody. We appreciate all you do. Yeah. And let's just make sure that we all recognize there shall only be one. And his name is Cody Duval. All right, all right. So that being said, guys, we're going to take a little bit of kind of a repeat of last week. Last week we decided to go ahead and here's last week's rankings on the big board for everyone. We decided to kind of build it with you guys since we don't have a lot of stats, we don't have a lot of stuff going on. Looking back, Slick. Looking back, we're looking at our preseason rankings on the board. You should be able to see it. Yeah. Any big mistakes that we made that stand out to you through the first 2 weeks that you think are going to correct themselves tonight on our show?
We kind of pointed out last week, maybe a brief heads up, but I think the Raiders are going to be the biggest movers here today. We're not going to count week three, but just came off to a strong 2-0 start. And being at 29, I can really see him moving forward. What about you? What are you thinking?
I think the biggest takeaway was that our number one team lost night one of the new season. They and it didn't just lose; they got beat up by number 16, the Philadelphia Silver Skulls 126 led Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts played out of his mind. The AJ Brown experiment went pretty well with Jonathan Taylor back there at running back, and that was the biggest thing that stood out to me in week one. Just to be able to say what the hell just happened. As I did not have that on my bingo card. But that being said, Joe's got a lot of young talent out there in Indianapolis. I'm sure he was super excited to play with it, and he's trying to make it work up there. So I'm not sure if he played Richardson or not. I'm sure he did, and letting the young guy that's like a 58 overall X Factor superstar or something like that. Going to ride the bench probably for the year, but yeah, I mean that was a big takeaway for me. So, last week, Slick, I think we kind of went through this whole thing, and I think you've got standings up, and we kind of talk a little bit about a few things. But I think we kind of started at the back of the pack, kind of worked our way forward, and made sure we kind of had the right teams kind of where we wanted them. The big. So let's just kind of, I say we just kind of rinse and repeat the same thing here. Does that sound good?
I like it.
All right, so we're gonna go. We're gonna say season three, week two. All right. Any reason that Jaws not number 32?
No, I think 31 and 32 have to stay the same.
Okay.
Jaws still winless, and Kobe has put up an impressive 13 points this year through two games. So I'm going to have to leave those two alone unless you have different thoughts.
No, I'm fine with that. I mean, at 30, we had the Chiefs. The Chiefs are still 0 2. I mean, we got the Chiefs 0 2. We got wow, Chiefs 0 2, Pats 0 2, Titans 0 2, Jags 0 2, and Ravens 0 2. So those are our other
Yep.
0 2 teams. I'm guessing Chiefs stay where they are.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to say so.
Okay. Okay. So Chiefs stay where they are. I think we said Doggy is off to a 2-0 start. Is that correct? 2-0.
Yeah, I think we should just drag Doggy to the bottom. Yeah, he's 2-0.
Let's
Take him
just
off for
drag
now.
Doggy
We'll,
out of
we'll
here.
revisit.
Okay, I like it. Let's bring
Yep.
Doggy up out of here and just drop him down over here. All right.
I think I think my vote is gonna be I think Titans taking that spot.
Titans. That's a big
Titans.
fall for the Titans. Titans all the way from 17 to 29.
I
17
don't
to
know. Like I said,
29.
I'm going with points for, points scored, points for, points allowed. Putting up 25 in 2 weeks, it seems like he's struggling almost just as bad as Josh. So I'm gonna have to put him there.
So Patriots. I would say between Titans, Patriots, and Vikings, because the Vikings do also
Yep.
have two losses. The Titans are 5 spots or 4 spots ahead of the Patriots, and 5 spots ahead of the Vikings. You're saying Titans are worse than both of those guys? Is that where you're going?
I mean, if we're just going through the first 2 weeks, that's what I'm
Who
gonna
did who
say.
did
But
the
I'll let
Titans play
you.
week 2?
Who did the Titans play week 2? That's a great question. Let me fact check ourselves here.
I know what week 1 looked like, and I'm not going to hold that against him because that shit was ugly quick.
Titans. We got Vegas and Lundotron.
Oh, he lost to Lundo in week 2.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to 20. He's going to 29. Okay, got it. All right, and then the Vikings and Patriots are still both 0-2. The Vikings, I think, lost to the Lions again.
Sorcery
Um,
and Legacy. Yep.
okay, Sorcery and Legacy, and then the Patriots lost too.
Steelers and Broncos. So
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna
that's
go
gonna have to go
Titans,
Patriots. Yeah,
Patriots.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Patriots, and are we bringing Cannoli all the way down? Do we still think? I
I
mean, maybe Jags, right? Jags.
without recency bias, um I'm taking Cannoli and then Jags because Cody did lose to the Texans and probably had the hardest of the games when we're comparing just these users. So
All right. So we're gonna go here.
he played Doggy Bone and Echo. I mean, that's a pretty.
All
I think
right.
he's the best as far as losses go. I'm taking
All right.
those.
So there's all of our winless teams, right? All right.
Yep.
So the teams that all snuck out of one are going to be the Steelers, Broncos, Cowboys, Bills, probably in that next group. Yeah.
I'm probably leaving that slide alone. I'm probably leaving the 49ers there at 25
Okay.
because
Who'd they beat?
he lost 0 to 34 versus the Cowboys. So he got
Yeah.
shut out. So I'm going to probably firmly leave him at 25 unless you
Okay.
have different thoughts.
All right. All right. We said the Broncos clinched up a win. The Broncos, 1-1. Who they lose to? Broncos lost week 1.
To Jake,
Was that game close?
12 points.
Okay. Okay. The
42 to
Bills. Who'd
54.
the Bills
Let
lose
up
to?
54 on that defense.
So the Bills lost to Lions week 3, which we're not there yet. But
Bills lost to Ron week 1, 10 to
Ron week
17.
1, 17 to 10. Um, I think we had the Bills below the Broncos. The Bills win before I think. Who did the Cowboys lose
Yeah.
to? Didn't the Cowboys get slacked by Tiger again and then beat the Niners? Right? Is that what we had?
Yeah, he got beat. What is that? 42 points
Yeah. So let's
lost.
go Cowboys.
Broncos, Bills,
No, I think
or
I
Bills,
want to put the
Broncos.
Broncos above that. I want to put the Bills here,
I like that. I'm like
especially if
that.
we're holding.
What are our remaining? What are our
And then
remaining
Steelers
one?
probably need
one
to come in here, probably right about
who,
there.
who else do we got for one win teams?
I mean, there's a lot of them now, right? So, I mean, the Bucks have a win over. There's a forced win over Splash.
Yep, and then he beat Kobe.
and then
So
beat Kobe. So he's probably going to move up a little bit. So let's pull him out of there. The Packers lost to Skulls.
yep, beat Sorcery
Wisco.
41-7 pretty handily, but
Okay.
then took a 3-point loss to the Eagles. So I'm gonna say that's probably one of our better one-win teams currently, but not to spoil
Yeah,
anybody.
I think he gave away that game a little bit to the Eagles too. He was in control there for a while. Um, so the Jets, maybe that's a good spot for the Raiders. I know the Raiders are 2-0. Looking at some of the teams above them, they're all one loss, right? So like listen, the Curtis hate has been pretty strong. I don't want to push Curtis all the way down this far. I think I'm okay with Sorcery staying there. I think that's probably a good spot to slide the Raiders in. That's from what 29 up to 19. That's plus 10 spots.
That's
Um,
pretty huge. That's pretty
that's a
huge.
pretty big jump. I think I'm okay with that. CU lost to who? Or is CU still undefeated?
I think he's
CU
undefeated.
still undefeated. Okay, so we got Bengals. Bengals. Lions, we just left. The Cardinals, probably a good spot for him here.
I think we got I think we forgot. I mean, we might have to throw Carter down that far because he did take two L's. I mean, they were against top tier teams. He did play the Browns and lost by 3 points, and he did lose to Joe, but he is winless.
Yeah, but sometimes, listen, at 2 games, 2 losses, if he was 0-3, he'd be down there. You know what I mean? I think I would say
How
one of the
about
NFC West teams need to come down here at this point. Did they play yet this season?
um? I might go even Ron before I take an NFC West team.
So, but you got to remember, Ron has to like those guys are ranked below them. Ron's
Oh,
already
that's
at
true too.
12. You get what I'm saying?
The Cardinals lost to me and then won against Curtis. So I guess if you do that math, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go
So,
Curtis and then the Cardinals.
yeah, I
But
think that's good. Okay, so let's go Curtis.
Curtis is technically 0-2 as well. Technically, as far as week two
Yeah,
go,
yeah. So
he lost to Doggy Bone and then the Cardinals. So I do like the Curtis
he
below
lost the
the
doggy
Cardinals.
bone. All right,
Curtis did, yep.
and that was week 2. So what we're gonna actually do is this because again those rankings are a little bit off. Let's actually do this just to stay with the proper beating of head to head and 0-2 teams. Get what I'm saying?
Okay, I
All
do
right.
like that.
All right, and then Eagles were 2-0, Jets are 2-0, Ravens 0-2, gonna fall all the way to 16.
Okay, I like that.
Want to
And then do
go?
we go Ron or
Yeah.
Packers? What did the Packers do? They won sorcery and then lost to skulls.
Yeah. So this, I think this, I think. What do you think of this right here?
I do like that. I do like
You
that.
like that? All right. Texans 2-0. Okay, Texans 2-0.
Texans 2-0.
Bears 1-1 or
Texans
2-0.
with a decent win versus Jake. So that is what is Jake? Jake is top 10, correct? Yeah, got to win over a top 10 team. So, that's worth some
So
points there.
Jake has a loss. Legacy has a loss. I think those need to be the next two guys.
Technically, number 2 and 3 do, but those are or 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But
So
we're
did
not going to go
Legacy
that
and
far
Jake
down.
play?
No. Legacy won versus Cannoli and lost to Nos. So,
Yeah.
is
Lost
that
to
one win?
Nos.
Yeah, is that
Oh,
one win?
yeah. So
Is
this,
that
so in
one
that
win?
case, I think we have to do this. I think this is what we have to do, just to
Okay,
acknowledge
I
that.
like that. I'm
Okay.
liking that a lot.
All right, and then let's go. The Bucks played who? The Bucks got a force win, and who'd they play
First
week 2?
splash, Kobe. So I think this is a good spot for the Bucks to be chiming in, almost cracking that top 10.
Yeah, I think right there's a good spot for him. All right, and then I
This
think
is where it's going to get
Jake.
fun,
I think Jake needs to come over. He dropped a game, right?
right?
I think the Eagles beat the Colts and beat the Packers. That's a strong resume for Skulls. So let's leave him over here. I think he needs to be on the first row, right? The
I
Commanders are
agree
2
with
and
that.
0. The Giants are 2 and 0. The Jets are 2 and 0. The Chargers 2 and 0.
Yep.
All right. And who are your wins against?
Cardinals and Chiefs.
Cardinals and Chiefs. Okay. And then Splash took a force loss, yes?
Yep.
All right. So I
He
think
took a
this is
fourth
where we kind
loss,
of
and
need to
then he
go
beat.
Splash and TRC next, as they both have four. Oh wait, hold on. We've got about Houston. Yeah, no, I think it's the right play. So Splash was behind TRC already, so we're gonna put Splash down. I think that's fair, and then we're gonna take TRC down just because he has a loss. It's the right thing to do, even though
For
it's
sure.
from that. Okay. All right. So those are force losses. I think from there, now the question is,
Who's got
how
this?
far do we want Joe to drop for losing to the Eagles? And then how high do we want to bring the Eagles up for beating number one?
Where was the Eagles ranked previously? Was that 15,
The
16?
Eagles were like 15, 16.
Yeah.
But they probably have the two most impressive wins on the year for week 1 and week 2.
I would have to agree. I'm gonna sadly I think just because of the dominance, even though the quality of the wins weren't good, I do Tiger's got to be in the top three. So he's going up. Eagles are going up because of those quality wins. What's your mind thinking for 7? Who are you putting there?
So
Do we
Put
care?
Derek
16
at
to
7.
7.
He
Do we care
sucks.
about the Texans?
16 to 7 is quite the move, right? So the Texans, who did Lynch, or who did he beat again?
Jaguars and Bengals.
Yeah, that's a good spot for him right there.
Okay, I do like that. I do like that a lot.
I think that's the play, right? All right. So now we know Joe's going to come out based on dominance. So who did the Browns beat?
Ravens and Dolphins.
Ravens and Dolphins, two playoff teams from last year. Yes.
Yep,
Okay. I hate to do it, but I think that's the play. What do you think?
I do like that. I guess it
I
just
just
seems to
say
be make the most sense.
listen, the two teams, two of the three of the four teams, all three teams ahead of him lost, right? All three teams ahead of him lost, and he has the two best wins on the board. The Then probably the Eagles, right, or the Commies. So let's
I'm
go
going
let's go
commies.
Commies because he's just been absolutely dominant in his games. And now,
The Eagles jumping up 11, 12, 13 spots is pretty crazy. I mean, I know the quality was good, but
well,
yeah,
you got to remember. So I think Joe probably needs to fall to about. I think this is probably what I would like to do. Let's just put this up here. Let's see where it
you
goes.
beat TRC. I firmly believe you should be above
Yeah,
me.
but I didn't beat TRC. I got a force win. So
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot that.
I think without me reorganizing this, Joe falls 3 spots at 1-1. Does it work? The Skulls just had so far to go. It's going to be hard to put Skulls above Joe, even though we beat him. It's just because he was at 16. It's kind of like Doggy Bone over here at 18, right? Yeah, he's 2-0, but he was 29 before. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was one more game, he could probably go up a little higher. The only real question I have is that a good spot for Joe there?
I think I'm too high, but I did win. Um, Eric does give me struggles. He's a great team, but he is all the way down at 30. I think that might give me too much credit. The Cards are a really solid
Well, you're
team,
also
even
the
though they're
defending AFC West champion, right? All right, so you've got a little bit of things there. We're trying to make wins matter. I can bring you down.
I'd be
Um,
okay with that if you're thinking something. I would maybe almost put me below Joe. Um,
I guess Joe losing a game week one in the fashion that he did to drop 3 spots is probably kind already. Um,
I think so. That's fair.
and I think we just really dropped these two guys, Splash and TRC, which are going to probably battle for the crown with Tiger. They're probably in that realm, but they're going to have to work their way back up with some dubs. Um, is there when you look at this here before I kind of move forward? What are your thoughts?
So I guess it's just crazy to see the movement. It sucks to see TRC or Splash get out of the top five based on force losses, but it just wouldn't make sense to do it any other way. And give them a pass for that, but it is justified just based on record and merit and keeping the quality of the wins where they are.
Okay.
Because what is the most important thing? You can throw as much as you want, do whatever you want to do, but at the end of the day, all that matters is winning.
All right. So while I'm going to work on this, I'm going to give you the forum a little bit to talk a little bit about any takeaways from the first 2 weeks. Anything you want to talk a little bit about?
um, PML is pretty unpredictable. For a while there, I felt like it was kind of predictable for the end. So I guess my biggest takeaway is I'm glad that there is just anything can happen. You never know who's going to be the top dog, who can take down who. And that was nice to be reminded so early this season. So kudos to Skulls for really, you know, coming out week one out of the gate. That was a very impressive win to take down the Super Bowl champ. So that's
Yeah,
probably
I
my
figure.
biggest.
Listen, I guess kind of what I want to speak on is a little bit more personal. Is listen, we're all here for fun, right? We are all here to come out and enjoy. And I just want to take a second and apologize for anyone that I have potentially offended in the process of just simply having maybe a little too much fun at the expense of others. Um, listen, we're all here for one reason is to play in a league with some adults, right? So I know some people out there, Jake, criticize the adults in the room. PML over 30. Well, yeah, the league's been around a long time, and that's a credit to our leaders here. But it's also a credit to the fact that in our admin chat, I think we have like 9, 10, 11 people actually in that chat, which means 30% of our league are people that we trust enough to handle the file, that we trust enough to handle points and do things that they should. But to go back to what I was talking about a little bit is, you know, I was talking to Slick a little bit earlier, and I just simply said sometimes when you're doing a platform where you're trying to fill up 30 minutes of talking, you're trying to get people's attention, sitting here and just talking about wins and losses, just talking about who's gonna win the MVP or this that and the other just isn't a lot of fun, right? That's not a lot of fun for people that are listening in. And when you're pushing things to be a certain timeline, 30 minutes, things like that. I mean, we've had Slick, you and I have had shows where we did 45, 50 minutes, and it felt like it was 15. So it's just a um, it's important that everyone really just takes a second to understand that we're not here to offend anybody. I'm not here to offend anybody. And if I have offended you, I apologize. But we're here for fun. You know what I mean? And even when I'm being serious, i.e., sarcasm font, I'm not being serious. And so I apologize from that. That's all I really got to say.
Hey, I recently had a little scuff with a newer member, Cardinals. We had a really intense week one battle. I think we both wanted to win. We're both Colts fans. I respect him. But we cleared the air really quickly. We're all here to have fun, and it is a community, and we should all be grateful to be a part of the community and, do what we can to make it better and, just overall respect each other's time, feelings, whatever it may be. But, I had a little rift and I wanted to clear it up, and me and the Cards moved on. Some people saw that very public, but, it is important to just not hold a grudge and just have fun. So I do appreciate that.
All right. Now that we've kind of got that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about. You got anything on the books? I know a lot of week 3 games have kind of already been discussed or been played. You want to look through week 3. This is our final countdown. This is where we're gonna roll with our with our rankings. That being said, you want to take a look at week 3 and just see how well we did without trying to take into account of what those look like. Any
Um,
anything?
I guess if I were scrolling through the games that have been played, um, I'd probably, you beat Skulls pretty handily. Looks like Joe's already ready to bounce back. CU kind of is definitely showing signs that he belongs in the top 10. Uh, and Splash has definitely noticed you dropping him down or noticed us, beating Green Bay by, whatever that is, 28 points. So, I don't know how much fluctuation the list is going to have, but it's kind of nice to see, and it encourages everybody to try hard every week because they could drastically change.
All right. You want to look ahead to week 4? Tell me any big matchups you got. Anything that we should be looking forward to?
Uh, Carter going to Pittsburgh, maybe trying to get on the board for a win. Um, TRC versus Splash, that's going to be a good one. Myself versus Doggy, that should be a fun game as well. And really seeing and see you and Echo. So there are some decent matchups. Some top tier matchups. Or undefeated. Maybe Doggy Bones at the 20 for my matchup, or close to at 18. But he is 2-0, so it looks like somebody might get their first loss that week potentially.
Okay.
What about you? Are you able to look it up? Do you have any that are coming to your mind?
So I don't
You play
actually
the Cowboys.
see. I got the
You play the
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. I mean, the Cowboys actually have, I think, gotten me at least once, if not twice, this Madden. Believe it or not, he has played me very hard and played me very well. Um, that being said, I should not have too many issues, but that does not mean that we won't have issues, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Um, what any big stats? I think that everything should be kind of stacked through there. Is there any big takeaways? Any quarterbacks in the first 3 weeks that have like 9,000 yards or anything like that?
I think we firmly agreed. I think this is Jaden Daniels' year. I think that is very much in play. Last I looked, it was pretty definitive that the stats were there. As far as yards, they're kind of mixed, but maybe Jaden Daniels isn't as high as I thought he would be.
Well,
Well, he's not
I
as
think
high.
he blew out both of his opponents. Like he had an awesome week 1, but I think week 2, I think he had to come off the gas a little bit. Um, is going to be my initial thought.
I'd
Uh,
say within yards, there's a lot of people, within 100 yards of each other. But if you just overall just looking at this passing leaders, Joe Milton is the guy because he's got a far superior touchdown to interception ratio. He is
Impossible.
90.
No
He's
chance.
90. He does.
Zero chance. It's not possible, my friend. We do not. If we're not 50-50 interceptions and touchdowns, fucking game's broken.
You are probably the only one with less than the only one close is Max Dugan. Doggy Bone has 4, but everybody else has 5 or more on this first page. So,
Interceptions?
yeah, for sure.
That is that is sheer fucking blasphemy. That is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking Richardson with 7, Tua with 6, Jalen Hurts with 7. I don't even know who this is. the the Jets quarterback was 6. Everybody on this top tier, basically above 900 yards, has 5 or more, except for you and Doggy Bone, with Joe Milton and Max Dugan. both over 1,000 yards. There's four quarterbacks currently with 1,000 yards, and the other ones have 6 and 7. So double you and then some.
That's quite interesting, I must tell you, my friend. That is definitely not something I was expecting to hear. What about on defense, man? Anybody with like 9,000 sacks or 55 interceptions?
I just looked last night. There was a few folks with three, but as far as interceptions, I don't think that's changed. Yeah, we got a few, almost a whole page full of people with three. So the interceptions leader is going to be crazy. TRC's defensive tackle just so happens to be on the top of that list, which is
Well,
just
well,
insane.
he got three
Uh,
in week one, so I will tell
oh,
you that he got three in week one and had no shame in his game as he continues to show us the right way to play defense, and that is with your defensive tackle that's 89 speed and 6'4" and an absolute monster.
well, the sack leader is Derek Hall over in Seattle with five. But
Derek
again,
Hall, early.
actively looking at these live stats, not everybody's played their week 3 game, and
Yep.
these stats are pulling through 3 weeks. So I guess we will see how that progresses.
All right. Have you looked at the game channels for tonight? Are we going to get advanced tonight, brother? What do you think?
I know I'm playing very shortly, but Monday looks like we are going to get advanced tonight. So strap in, get ready for week 4.
All right, well that's exciting. That's some definitely some good news. Let's see if we can get. I think I'm just about done here. Are you able to see my screen, brother?
Yes, sir.
How we looking on the screen? What do you think?
I like it.
Get a little orange in there for them Cleveland Browns. You know what I mean?
I like it.
All right, so we'll go shape fill. Go here. Get a little orange. A little orange. All right, I
The
think
attention to detail here. I love it.
looks good. All right, well let's fucking get this bad boy up.
Oh,
Um,
I guess when I was looking at the stats last night, the one that did shock me was Joe is leading the league in rushing yards. And that was very impressive, especially just everything. He's more of a pass first team. Maybe his quarterback and receivers are devved enough. He's trying to dev up right there as the running back, but he is less carries than everybody and has 100 more than yourself, and 332 yards, I guess, in 3 weeks is pretty good for a team that's generally pass first. So I'm seeing Giants as top 3 quarterback, running back, and receiver. Malik Neighbors doing pretty good.
well, Malik. So a little some information, right? A little information for old Malik. He did have a breakout game in week two, um, and he did achieve that breakout game. He was on fire early, caught a couple big plays, and unfortunately we missed the second part of that with old Brian Burns, who's now 0 for 4 on his breakouts, trying to get to X Factor, as I don't think it'll ever happen. But yeah, we're chugging right along. Malik Neighbors had a good day. I think we had 5 touchdowns, no interceptions from Mr. Milton. I think he heard the rumor that old Brock Purdy is on the bench with his $1 million a year salary, just waiting for him to fuck up and get shipped off somewhere else. So that's the rumor in camp.
Wow. Are we
Wow.
live for that news?
What was
Or
that,
is
brother?
that I said, are we live for that news or
Yeah,
did
yeah. I
you
mean, listen, whoever's gonna whoever gets a dev first, the other one's getting traded. Doesn't matter who it is. So whoever gets that dev first, man, the other one's getting traded, and we're gonna move on from there. If by the end of season 4, Joe Milton is still a star and 99 overall, he will be traded, even if he's tagged and traded or whatever else. And Brock Purdy will be the starting quarterback for season 5 and 6 of PML most likely. You heard it here first, boys. Got to be 2 years ahead in this league. 2 years ahead. All right. That being said, I think I'm pretty happy with our PRs for the night, guys. You guys can see it on the screen there. We'll have them posted up here shortly. We are at that time where we do have some simple reflections. I'll start first. Remember, guys, it is okay to question others, but first you must ask yourself, am I doing everything I should be doing before casting any other stones? So be well, be kind, look in the mirror. Slick.
Yeah, I'd have to say just keep having fun, keep providing content. Keep making it a great place that I personally myself look forward to throughout my day and into my evening. So everybody keep doing your thing and keep PML what it is, and we appreciate it.
All right. Well, guys, once again, this is your boy Vegas 22 with the homie, the slick butter. That is it for today, folks. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you again next week. Be well. We're out.